Man, did you guys hear how bad the 2024 Guardians of the Galaxy movie is doing at the box office? I mean, it's on track to be one of the biggest flops in Hollywood history. It already has its first 2 weekends behind it, and it's made it just like under 20% of its budget back. Almost $100 million still in the hole. Obviously, it's only going to make a tiny little bit more at the theaters at this point, and that's especially because it kind of set the record for the worst week-to-week drop after a premiere of any big movie this year. It even lost in its second weekend to a 15-year-old movie, the re-release of Coraline. And this is really surprising given how popular the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise is. I mean, all three of its installments, as you can see here, were very popular with critics and audiences. Even the third and most recent one until now. I asked my browser how much money the entire franchise has made so far, and yeah, only AI. Nobody talks like this. 2,000 million. But yeah, a couple of $1 billion. Each of the first three in the $800 million range total box office. How did this new one, just 1 year since the most recent, do this badly? Nobody likes it. It seems to have all the same elements, right? Real bright, colorful, outlandish alien worlds and characters. Heavy doses of comedy and action. Just like before with the old cast, they went with a large crew, talented actors, Cate Blanchett, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Then you've got Jack Black and Kevin Hart. Those two teamed up previously for a very successful action comedy adventure, large team cast type movie. So even though the whole cast was new to the franchise, two of them have proven they can be in successful movies of this overall type, slightly different genre and obviously not MCU. But still, close enough so you can see why the studio thought that was smart. And at least based on the trailer for the new Guardians of the Galaxy, it looks like they continue using music in that way that was fairly groundbreaking for the franchise. Everybody loved how it incorporated well-known licensed songs in kind of a very conscious, overt, in-your-face way. And producing that really fun signature combination of like a beloved song whose use in the soundtrack and prominence, like on paper, it would distract you from the actual movie and, staying in story, but somehow it just works so well. And the world that it's set in. I mentioned this a little bit at the beginning of the video, but yeah, it's that kind of Technicolor, Wild West, outer space, Mad Maxy, etc. combination, just that perfect cocktail. So they even included that. It had all the elements. So how is it such a colossal bomb? Even if it's the first poorly made Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I would still think, just from momentum, it would at least do better than this. Imagine Hollywood's consternation. Like, what is the lesson here? That you should go out on a high? That, hold on a second. Oh, Borderlands. Oh, I'm sorry. This actually isn't a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's an off-brand knockoff, a movie based on a very popular video game series that tried to completely, in my opinion, rip off someone else's signature style. What Lisa Simpson would have called the soulless byproduct of committee thinking. Yeah, I wasn't the only one who saw the trailer in a movie theater and just thought immediately, what a giant ripoff, like a shameless one. And, there's nothing new under the sun, and you can take inspiration from this and that, of course, but the corporate pitch to me here clearly seemed, okay, we're going to make a movie about a popular video game. We've got a built-in audience there. We have no creativity. We can't think of something ourselves in terms of how to tell this story. Like what colors are we going to paint in? But you know what? The Guardians of the Galaxy movies are done. People loved those. They made a lot of money, so we'll just do precisely that. Let's just go money whip a bunch of big names and do our best to mimic this franchise that just wrapped up. The final installment was just here, 2022, 2023. The director even had to come out before the movie was released and try to stem this criticism. Bottom line is that this movie deserved to epically fail, and it's kind of reassuring, like audiences aren't that stupid. Even the general mass media market moviegoer wants better than this. And even if it is going to lack almost any originality, then they at least still want quality. And we know the studios think you can just take the same recipe, cook the same thing with the same ingredients and it should work again, but you've got to try a little bit harder for our dollars. Thanks.